Joining us now is Christy Willett, a designer out of Half Moon Bay, and she's got a beautiful take on a modern holiday table. Absolutely love it. Really cool, super welcoming. Tell me about it.
So Rick, when I host dinner parties at my house, I like to keep the table setting pretty simple. I like to mix styles, but most importantly, I like to make the guests feel welcome and having that little touch of personal element. So having a menu, a name tag, a little gift.
What do you got in here, chocolate?
A little chocolate.
Nice, not little, this is like a bar-o chocolate.
Everybody's gonna go home with a little bit of chocolate.
Tell me about some of the choices you made here and why they work.
Okay, I love to mix materials, and so for me, I thought, going a little bit more modern with the stemware, mixing it up with some hammered nickel, and then of course the candlesticks are a little bit more modern, but they're all in the same tone, and so it's really a neutral palette.
And this is kind of unique here. Tell me about this material on the chargers here.
So I love using horn. I feel like horn is one of those materials that really can lend itself to a more traditional or a more contemporary table. And by using the horn, it gives it that little bit of texture and interest without being too loud. And so really, this lends itself to lots of different style plates. You can really almost put anything on here. You could put a color on here, a neutral, a dark, and it just sets it off really nicely. I feel like it could look great in any environment.
Yeah, it's really nice. I love the hammered nickel there. It adds a little bit of texture to it.
Yeah, and you want you want to keep everything low, and it is about your guests having a good time and feeling like they're comfortable and they can be a part of the different conversations going on at the table. And so for me, I really wanted to keep it so that things are staggered but not high, and feeling like you're overwhelmed in your space.
So you've got different heights of the candles, you got the chandelier. How important is lighting to this as well?
So to me, lighting is really critical, and when you have a light fixture over your table, you want to make sure that the lighting is soft and not too bright, and you never want your guests to feel like when they're looking up at the light fixture that the light's shining in their eyes. And so balancing the light and putting some candles that are low, and then some that are at kind of your eye level, and then having your chandelier above, it really helps to make your guests look great.
Like they're not being interrogated at dinner.
Yeah,
right?
and you really want to layer the light, and so I think that's important because when your guests look good, they feel good.
That's right.
And you want everybody to look and feel great at your table.
Now what about the scale of the table? This is a pretty good sized table.
Yeah.
When you have something that's this wide and this longer, using larger sized plates to sort of balance it out, how did you approach that?
So what we did is we thought, this is kind of a mix. So we went with this more rustic table, but in order to kind of dress it up a little bit, we thought about running this runner down the middle and then dividing it up so everybody has their sense of space, but it gave us a focal point to the table, which is, really it's going to be your food and your wine and your drinks, and that really runs it right down the middle.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. Well, great job. I mean, I absolutely love it. Anyone would enjoy having dinner at the table like this, and I hope you join us again sometime.
Thanks, Rick.
So be sure to check out more about this tabletop and some other tabletops in the idea book on houzz.com.